The work that we do as teachers is so important. It's so impactful and it brings us so much joy. But it is true that there are colleagues out there who are struggling. They're struggling. They're teachers. They love helping students, but for whatever reason, things are very difficult, and such is the case here. And one of our colleagues, Kaleo 3, torn on what to do. I'm on year 7 as a teacher. I have wanted to be a teacher since I was in kindergarten. I know I am a great teacher. I give my all to my students, and I know I'm a safe person in their lives. However, I'm not truly happy. Like that's a heavy sentence right there. I'm not truly happy. And you know how we feel here. Teachers are leaders. You're a leader. And if you're in this position, you're serving in this position and you're not happy, man, that's going to make it tough to do your job. And you have so many people depending on you. So without even reading the rest of it, that tells me that it's time. It's time to look for something else. It's time to move on. Now let's look at some of the details here. But happiness is important. It affects your thinking. It affects how you do what you do. And you want to be the best for your students. Happiness is important. And I know that, there are other lines of thinking that say, hey, you got to toughen up. But no, wait a second. There's a ton of things in this world that you could be doing. If you're not happy, if you're not happy doing, she says, I'm truly not happy. If you're not happy doing what you're doing, that's a problem. For all the reasons that all of you teachers know, it is draining. Our admin is terrible. Well, see, there you go. So here, now we're looking at, hey, maybe just another school, another building, and it will be better. But listen, as a principal, I don't support teachers staying in situations where your admin is not supporting you and they're making the job even more difficult. Yeah. It's time to move on. The students are disrespectful. So yeah, the students are all multiple grade levels behind, and we're expected to bring all of them up to grade level while being heavily scrutinized. I mean, no lie has been spoken. No lie has been spoken here that, and of course, we're not talking about all students, but yeah, there's definitely moments of disrespect from students, and that is true. That's absolutely true. It does happen, and how admin deals with that is important, because if they don't deal with it like that, if they don't back up the teacher, then yeah, it's going to be draining, because it's just like, it just makes you just want to throw your hands up and say, what's the point? What's the point of redirecting this student and trying to help this student make better decisions if we're not holding the student accountable? I recently had a baby. All right. Well, congratulations. Being a teacher gives me the best hours for spending time with her, since I can't afford to be a stay-at-home mom. Ooh, go me. I got that. I also make decent money, but is that enough reason to stay? Question mark. I can't help but fantasize about finding a new job that makes me truly happy. Would you leave? Here's the beauty. Here's the beauty of the time that we're living in now. There are so many different opportunities out there to start your own business, if you want to lean heavily into just doing some gigs so that you have flexible hours. There's a lot of things, a lot of different things that we can do. I mean, I tell students all the time, you don't have to go to college, but you have to have a plan. There are multiple opportunities out there. And so I would say to this teacher, if these are things that we haven't heard before, these are familiar things that we've heard about how it's draining, admin is terrible, student behavior, how the students they enter your classroom and they're behind on skills and understanding of content. And yes, you're expected to bring them up to grade level by being while being heavily scrutinized. Yeah, if that, like, all of that compounds, and if that has compromised your happiness, then I would say yes, absolutely. It's time for you to look for something else. And maybe it's just going to another school building to find a better situation, or maybe it's just a pause overall in your teaching career to just do something else to where you have a little bit more flexibility and you can spend more time with your kid until you find a better situation at a school, because maybe that's something that you truly still want to do. You love being a teacher. So that's what I say to this teacher here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Don't get sucked into, well, I have to continue to, I have to stay so I can continue to build up retirement. Don't let the situation box you in to the point where you feel like you're stuck, because that's going to add to your unhappiness with the situation. So I would say, if you can, and here's the other thing, finish out the year. Please finish out the year. It's just like, that's that's being a professional. Being a professional and finishing out the year and making your intentions known, like in the spring, that you're not planning to come back. And definitely, I would say, give them that feedback when you put in your resignation. Give them the feedback, like, this is why. These are things that could possibly make things better for the teachers that are going to return next school year. So you got to take care of yourself. That's just the bottom line. You got to take care of yourself as a leader. It's hard to be your best if you have these things weighing you down and draining you. And so if you're not your best as a teacher, as a leader, that's going to affect your students, and you don't want that. So that's my advice to this teacher. I want to hear from the rest of you. What do you think? What's your advice to this teacher? Should this teacher leave, or should they tough it out because it's good? It's really, really good money. I want to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time. And until we meet again, please don't forget that teachers are leaders.